Welcome to this lesson on addition postulates. We're going to be looking at first the segment addition postulate. And so let's get into that one here. It says if 3 points A, B, and C are collinear, remember collinear means on the same line. Let's go ahead and get 3 points. Make them on that same line, like so. And B is between A and C. All right, so let's label this one B, and these will be A and C. Then what? Well, when you talk about the segment addition postulate, what that basically means is a part plus a part equals the whole. So in other words, if we take this first segment on the left and add the second segment over here on the right, so AB plus BC, that's going to be equal to the whole thing, which is from A to C. Let's do some algebra here with this. I want you to go ahead and write in those values, x and 13, and then over here for the second example, write that mn is equal to 52. So let's start with here, it says bt is equal to 36. We've got the x and the 13 written, so this whole thing from here all the way down to the end is 36. Now, using the segment addition postulate, we can say that BA plus AT is equal to BT. Part plus the part equals the whole. Now let's substitute values that we know. So we know that BA is X plus, we're going to go ahead and write 13 for AT equals 36. Now if we subtract 13, that gives us X is equal to 23. Now it says find B to A. And that's exactly what we just found. So BA is equal to 23. I already went ahead and gave you AT. AT was given, which was 13. Let's take a look at this next example. So M to A is 5x minus 3. So I'm going to write that right here. 5x minus 3. A to N is 30. Then it says M to N is 52, so that's the whole thing. So we've got our part, MA, plus our part, AN, is equal to MN. So now let's go ahead and substitute our values. So we know that MA is 5x minus 3, so we'll write 5x minus 3 in that place, plus 30 equals 52. Now let's go ahead and let's solve this. So we'll take the negative 3 and the 30 and add those together. So we'll have 5x plus 27 equals 52. We'll subtract 27 from both sides. So we'll end up with 5x equals, and 52 minus 27 is going to be 25. And then we're going to divide by 5, and x equals 5. So that's our final answer. Now, if we wanted to find what the M to A was equal to, we could plug in that 5 and go 5 times 5 minus 3, which is equal to 22. It didn't ask us to do that, but that's something we could certainly have done. So here's some chance for you to check your algebra skills. We've already done some algebra throughout these first few sections this year, but you can just practice these on your own if you'd like. I'm going to go ahead and skip over those and move on to the next page over here. Okay. So now let's take a look at this. It says if point B is in the interior of DOG, and this is angle DOG, then what? Okay, so Now we're talking about the angle addition postulate. So the segment was adding two parts, which were segments, to equal another segment. So you can hypothesize that when we're doing the angle, we're going to be doing, again, the part plus the part equals the whole, but these are going to be in terms of angles. So let's go ahead and draw this DOG. So we'll put the D over here. Remember, the center letter always has to be the vertex. It says point B is in the interior of the angle, so all of this area here is the interior. So it can be anywhere in there. So I'm just going to go ahead and put it, let's just say right there. So let's go ahead and connect that with a ray. Now, it is not an angle bisector. You can see these two are not equal, they're not halves. But what you can say is that angle, the measure of angle DOB plus the measure of angle BOG is equal to the measure of angle DOG. So it's the part plus the part equals the whole thing. Let's come down here and solve some problems. Okay, it says MAT is 60 degrees. So let's go ahead and write that in. It says TAH is 4x plus 20. MAH doesn't list, so I'm going to go ahead and make that up right now. It looks like it's obtuse, so you might wonder, how did you know that? Well, I'm making up a number here. So let's go with, since these look to be, about 60 each, let's just make it a little different. Let's go 130 degrees. It says find x. Okay, so we're going to have the measure of MAT, which is 60, plus the measure of angle TAH, which is 4x plus 20. And if you'd like to throw that in parentheses, you can, because it's an expression. You don't have to. Is going to be equal to the whole thing, which is 130. So let's go ahead and simplify this. So the 60 and the 20 is going to give me 80. All right, 80 plus 4x equals 130. We'll subtract out 80. 4x, and you're going to have 130 minus 80, which gives us 50. And then we'll divide this by 4. And when you do 50 over 4, you can write this as a fraction, which would be 25 over 2. Or you can write it as a decimal. It's totally up to you. Many of you will prefer one over another, and both are right. So that's our x. Now let's go ahead and move on over here to this one. Now I've got another little blank here I'm going to fill in here in a moment. Let's go ahead and take a look at the LOB. So notice this whole thing looks to be a cube, and we've got 4x plus 1. For VOE, we've got 5x plus 2. Okay. Let's go ahead and make this equal to, let's say, about 10x plus, let's say, 12. Okay, so now let's go ahead and let's set up our equation. So we've got the part plus the part, and the LOE is the whole. So we'll go 4x plus 1 plus 5x plus 2 equals 10x plus 12. I want to make a quick change here. As I was looking at this problem and noticed, I'm going to make this a little bit different. So let's make this an 8x. And then I'll come down here and just change this to an 8 as well. So just go ahead and real quickly make that adjustment. Not a big deal there. Let's go ahead and solve this equation. So we're going to have 9x on the left, and we add the 4 and the 5x. We're going to have a 3 over there, which equals 8x plus 12. Let's go ahead and get the x's together. So I'll go ahead and subtract 8x from both sides. And I get x plus 3 equals 12. Subtract that 3 and get ourselves x equal to 9. Okay, so I'll take that 9 and I want to find the measure of angle LOV, which is the 4x plus 1. So I'll go 4 times 9 plus 1. So I'll have 36 plus 1, which equals 37. We're talking about a measure of an angle, so 37 degrees. Okay, so you can come down here if you'd like to summarize a little bit, but there is some important stuff on the segment addition postulate and the angle addition postulate. Take care. All the best.